I would have probably not said anything, but I just had to ask you this question. The whole reason we're in this conundrum is because Clear Channel didn't want to move billboards and to allow for an affordable housing project to happen. We wouldn't even be discussing this, but for the billboard standing in the way of affordable housing. So please explain to me how increasing the value of a billboard and the stream of revenue that it provides helps economic development. I'm very interested in that analysis since Eric the Red that is there has announced he's moving. So clearly food and beverage isn't the number one thing. It's the stream of revenue from that frickin' billboard that we should never really be allowing, but we're being forced to as a result of Clear Channel and the property owners not allowing an affordable housing project to happen. So now it's all out there. So please explain to me how your economic value is so great for redevelopment, since you brought it up.
Sure. I'd like to back up a little bit on the history of the site then. I think what you're referring to with the affordable housing project, this whole project started about 4 years ago when we were approached by our property owner to meet with First Covenant Church and a real estate developer for the property. At that time, the property existed. Hubert's was there, the church, in a large parking lot. And we were asked to help with the revisioning and redevelopment of the block. And what that entailed was our property owner, landlord, they had to swap some property in order to make contingent parcels for where the affordable housing ultimately went. We also had a sign located there. And at the time, we were more than willing to partner in the redevelopment of the block and to move our existing sign where that building is. And that's when we originally approached Councilman Masami with not only getting support, we needed a variance to move that sign to its current location, but we had a two-phase sign there at one point that we converted to just a single face because of the apartments were going to be going behind it. So we worked together collectively as a block to redevelop the property. At the same time, the property owner was reinvesting in the property. They brought in Eric the Red. They upgraded Hubert's. They upgraded their parking lot. So it was a plan to update the whole area as the stadium had been built and as the whole area is being redeveloped. So we very much wanted to help and participate in that.
Well, if you were gracious in being helpful, then we don't have to do this. Then we could just say, okay, your billboard, you cooperated, the billboard didn't stand in the way of redevelopment, and now let's move on. But the reason we're all having to vote for something most of us don't like is because you basically were promised that you could have a digital billboard here as a condition for making some changes. So let's just be honest about that. If in fact you cannot say, yes, that was the agreement, I'm going to vote against it today. Go ahead and tell me that was not the agreement.
What I can tell you is that as part of moving our sign, as part of us agreeing to do all that, we certainly wanted to have the opportunity to upgrade and invest in our property. And that was certainly something that we raised, but we did not make that a condition of us moving. We moved the sign, the sign's already been moved, our sign is there, and we don't have this approval yet. At the time we raised it, at the same time we asked for it, and it obviously morphed into something larger at the time and ultimately got shut down.
So Clear Channel would be fine if we just didn't approve a digital billboard here and you would keep the billboards that you have because you don't view it as a previous agreement to allow redevelopment. Is that true? Yes or no?
We are not here under the pretense that we were promised something here, no.
Okay.
But it was certainly our understanding.
I just want you to admit that this is all happening because you guys felt you had a right to something. And we're just following up with that right versus, we're helpful in redevelopment. I've never seen a scenario where increasing the value of a one-story building by a stream of revenue from a digital billboard encourages redevelopment. I mean, I didn't get elected yesterday. I've seen this over a long period of time. So I think billboards are negative. Digital billboards are more negative, and we're only doing this to keep up our end of the bargain because you were cooperative in allowing us to build affordable housing. That is the truth. And we are people of our word, and we'll follow through. But, for you to suggest that you're helpful in redevelopment is just simply not true, and I would never have gotten up and said that if I were you.
In stating that, what I'm saying is we can become a finance tool for a developer. We're an income stream like any other tenant. The income we provide that developer allows them to finance that building. That's what I was stating with that statement. The other reason we're here is we do believe it's the right spot. We did work with the neighborhood groups. We did get their support to do this. We do think our signs bring vibrancy and energy to an entertainment area. And beyond that, we do provide, public service and and public safety. So we are committed to doing those things as part of our business, but we do think we add vibrancy to this area and help with the development of the property. So
Okay,
I
thank
do
you.
appreciate your consideration of this request and that we believe it's the right area and in the things we do with the
Great,
city.
thank you. Thanks.
Thank you.
Not seeing anything else. Councilmember Reich's motion is before that. If the clerk could call the roll, please.
Councilmember Bender.
No.
Ellison is absent. Goodman.
No.
Gordon.
Aye.
Wright.
Aye.
Chair Schrader.
No.
There are 2 yeas and 3 nays.
If the clerk could help me out, I'm assuming that means it does not pass.
Correct. That motion would fail, so another
That
motion
motion-
would be in order.
That's what I'm going to do.
Move forward. Councilmember Reich.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I will move forward without recommendation.
Councilmember Reich's motion is before this. All in favor of that, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, say no. The ayes have it, and that motion carries. With that, seeing no further business before the committee, we are adjourned.